This week's anime that we will be discussing is Akame Ga Kill. Released in Japan in 2014, it does have an English version if you don't like reading subtitles, with 24 episodes. The story focuses on the group Night Raid, which you can see in the picture here. They are considered a terrorist group by the government and are wanted, dead or alive. However, there is a Robin Hood type story going on here where the corrupt government is the real bad guys. That is probably the easiest explanation I can give without giving away any giant spoilers, because a lot happens and it happens pretty fast. The thing that sets this show apart from many others is the use of weapons called Imperial Arms. These are special weapons that give powers beyond what you would get from a normal weapon. The major plot point is that anytime two Imperial Arms users fight with the intent to kill each other, one of them will always die. To give you an idea of the characters, I'll go over a little bit about the ones seen here, starting from right to left. Bullet, the team strongman with the same hair as Egon from the real Ghostbusters cartoon. On the far right, his Imperial arm is Incursio, armor that protects him from a variety of things, as well as being able to turn invisible for a short time, and he also has a giant spear, which he's really good at using. Akame, considered the most deadly member of the group, her Imperial arm is One Cut Killer Murasame. Murasame? Not entirely sure. A katana that kills anyone that it touches. At one point, it is mentioned that the biggest downfall of this weapon is that cleaning it could result in your death, as any cuts basically curses whoever is cut and they die. Lubbock, the green hair, best way to describe him is the character that tries really hard to act cool, despite often seeming to be the opposite. His Imperial arm is Infinite Uses Crosstail, which is just string that he can use in a variety of ways, usually to create traps or slow down enemies, though it is shown to be sharp enough to cut just about anything. Shelly, the shy, nerdy type character, kind of like Velma from Scooby-Doo for the easiest comparison. Her Imperial arm is Cutter of Creation Extase, a giant pair of scissors that can cut through anything. For such a big and clunky weapon, she manages to use it fairly well. Najinda, the leader of Night Raid, she was originally a general in the army that the group is now fighting against. Unfortunately, she was injured in a fight with a main villain and not able to use any Imperial arms. Leone, despite her beast-like appearance, she is one of the nicer and more cheerful members of the group. Her Imperial arm is Lionel, which is a belt that gives a boost to all her abilities. I would say it's most similar to the abilities of Wolverine without the retractable claws. Mine, the sarcastic and mean character, every show needs one of those. Her role seems to be keeping the main character in check. Her Imperial arm is Roman Artiller Pumpkin, a gun capable of several abilities, the main one being that it becomes stronger the more trouble the user is in. And finally, Tatsumi, the main protagonist of the show, despite there being a character named Akame, and that's in the title of the show. He starts out just trying to find work as a soldier in the big city before accidentally joining a group of terrorists. Does not initially start with an Imperial arm, and it would be a big spoiler to tell you how he acquires one. He does still have great abilities even just using a sword. So to just go over the good and bad of the show. As far as good, excellent story, great characters, amazing fights. Doesn't waste a lot of time on things that aren't important, so no like filler episodes of them going to a beach or something. The story is short, but I much prefer that to something that drags on forever and has those boring filler episodes. Definitely get a Game of Thrones feel from the show, where characters are constantly in danger of dying and the show has no problem getting rid of people. which can be pretty depressing when they do such a good job of making you care about the characters. The bad, some of the villains seem a bit generic and their evil plots don't have much planning to them. There is a considerable amount of blood and guts if you are squeamish about that kind of thing. Some of the Imperial arms are shown to be a lot stronger than others, though that may just have to do with who was using them. Overall, I would say this is up there on my list of favorite anime shows I've seen, enough that I've watched it all the way through twice, and keep thinking a third watch would be nice. If you can handle the violence in it, then I would say it is a must-watch for any anime fans.